The blood. Blood is a body fluid in the circulatory system of humans and other vertebrates that delivers necessary substances such as nutrients and oxygen to the cells and transports metabolic waste products away from those same cells. Blood is composed of blood cells suspended in blood plasma. Plasma, which constitutes 55% of blood fluid, is mostly water 92% by volume and contains proteins, glucose, mineral ions, and hormones. The blood cells are mainly red blood cells, erythrocytes, white blood cells, leukocytes, and in mammals, platelets, thrombocytes. The most abundant cells are red blood cells. These contain hemoglobin, which facilitates oxygen transport by reversibly binding to it, increasing its solubility. Javed vertebrates have an adaptive immune system based largely on white blood cells. White blood cells help to resist infections and parasites. Platelets are important in the clotting of blood. Blood is circulated around the body through blood vessels by the pumping action of the heart. In animals with lungs, arterial blood carries oxygen from inhaled air to the tissues of the body, and venous blood carries carbon dioxide, a waste product of metabolic produced by cells, from the tissues to the lungs to be exhaled. Blood is bright red when its hemoglobin is oxygenated and dark red when it is deoxygenated. Medical terms related to blood often begin with hemo, hemato, hemio, or hemato from the Greek word hema, blood. In terms of anatomy and histology, blood is considered a specialized form of connective tissue given its origin in the bones and in presence of potential molecular fibers in the form of fibrinogen. Blood performs many important functions within the body, including supply of oxygen to tissues bound to hemoglobin and is carried in red blood cells, supply of nutrients such as glucose, amino acids, and fatty acids dissolved in the blood or bound to plasma proteins. Example blood lipids, removal of waste such as carbon dioxide, urea, and lactic acid, immunological functions including circulation of white blood cells and detection of foreign material by antibodies, coagulation, the response to a broken blood vessel, the conversion of blood from a liquid to a semi-solid gel to stop bleeding messenger functions, including the transport of hormones and the signaling of tissue damage, regulation of core body temperature. Hydraulic functions blood is circulated around the body through blood vessels by the pumping action of the heart. In humans, blood is pumped from the strong left ventricle of the heart through arteries to peripheral tissues and returns to the right atrium of the heart through veins. It then enters the right ventricle and is pumped through the pulmonary artery to the lungs and returns to the left atrium through the pulmonary veins. Blood then enters the left ventricle to be circulated again. Arterial blood carries oxygen from inhaled air to all of the cells of the body, and venous blood carries carbon dioxide, a waste product of metabolism by cells to the lungs to be exhaled. However, one exception includes pulmonary arteries, which contain the most deoxygenated blood in the body, while the pulmonary veins contain oxygenated blood. Additional return flow may be generated by the movement of skeletal muscles, which can compress veins and push blood through the valves in veins toward the right atrium. Blood for transfusion is obtained from human donors by blood donation, and stored in a blood bank. There are many different blood types in humans. The ABO blood group system and the Rhesus blood group system being the most important. Transfusion of blood of an incompatible blood group may cause severe, often fatal complications. So, cross matching is done to ensure that a compatible blood product is transfused. Thank you.